Shalom, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruchal Kadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, who teaches truth and sincerity. And a shout out to Yakim, that's out there in four corners of the earth, proclaiming his truth. Bracha the Yahweh, Bracha the Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruchal Kadosh, Bracha Tum. And so, here's this devil, Donald J. Trump, as you can see the picture here, and I got the source from RT, about what he's really saying. Well, y'all are waiting to get paid by your check. He's ordering more burgers, so it's burger time. That's right, he's going to starve you 2/3, and you devils out there trusted in this man's system to make America great again. Here's what you get. It's burger time.
So I had a choice. Do we have no food for you? Because we have a shutdown. Or do we give you some little quick salads that the first lady will make along with the second lady? They'll make some salads. And I said, you guys aren't into salads. Or do I go out, Lindsey Graham and Tim Scott, do I go out and send out for about 1,000 hamburgers? We have pizzas, we have 300 hamburgers, many French fries, all of our favorite foods. I want to see what's here when we leave.
Here's what this devil thinks of you. You're the joke, because you're the ones that voted for the... So as we've been going on the streets, showing you that Caesar Borgia, the devil, the Edomite, is not the biblical image of Yahweh Shai. Well, here's an older article that a brother had sent to me, and so it reads, Racist boy dies for 3 minutes, says Jesus is a nigger. So let's go ahead and read this. A young white Christian boy who briefly died on a surgeon's operating table during a liver transplant this past weekend says he met Jesus Christ and he was African American. Well, we know his name is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And so, he's telling everybody that he's a Negro. And he's definitely not going to match the Caesar Borgia image either. Billy Landers, the son of a well-known KKK member in Mobile, who was suffering from liver failure, was technically dead for 3 minutes before being re-executed. During that time, the 13-year-old boy claims he was visited the afterlife. It was all niggers, he told WKRG News after the ordeal. There were a few white people, a.k.a. Edomites, but they were just entertaining blacks like playing basketball. They were lots of nigger angels. Watch them play basketball, Landers said. Jesus was a coon, too. Jesus wasn't like white daddy says he is. I asked my father, why is Jesus a nigger? He couldn't answer. I'd been taught that God and Jesus hate niggers, that God cursed them by turning their skin black, that they were mud people. Billy's father said his son's experience has not made him question white supremacy and an Anglo-Saxon Jesus. It's kind of disturbing to me that he came back with stories of nigger heaven, he told reporters, but clearly my son is suffering from some sort of schizophrenia or something. There's no way Jesus is a nigger. I'm going to have to put my boy on antipsychotic medications. So, you see, this is getting to him because how long have we been out there, our camps? And that's why you had those, two stupid idiots that ain't even really worth mentioning. Well, let's just say, though, that they're not worth trying to get in any debates with because they're just stupid Edomites anyways. But, pretty much, they can't push that... Jesus is so-called white, nor do we even claim that name, and they hate it. They hate the fact that it's now uncovered that, in fact, everything has been a lie, and that we've tore down that image of Caesar Borgia. And so we know that these devils here are not suffering at all during the government shutdown. No, of course not. They're living deliciously. But you just wait until they actually see our heaven, which they'll be entertaining us very shortly here. And hell, I don't even think that we're going to give them any Burger King. As Apostle Tahar puts it, we're going to let them eat dog shit.
Democrats turn down White House invitation for shutdown negotiations. President Trump is still trying to cut a deal with Democrats over border security, in hopes of ending the government shutdown. However, Democrats are refusing to come to the table. Breitbart reported that President Donald Trump invited members of Congress for lunch on Tuesday, but House Democrats turned down the invitation. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders criticized Democrats for refusing to work on a deal to end the partial government shutdown and fund border security. The president looks forward to having a working lunch with House Republicans to solve the border crisis and reopen the government.
I wonder if that's what those 1,000 hamburgers are for. You see how this devil has a lying tongue? Okay, with the U.S. war on Iran. Hey, you remember that so-called hostage crisis during the Reagan administration? You know, how they just went on and on about the hostages in Lebanon, you know, the journalists that were supposedly held in Lebanon by Iran. You remember all that bullshit? Well, here's what the United States has done, and this ain't no rhetoric. This is the truth. Oh, and by the way, you know, all the shit that happened back in Iran, what they failed to tell you is that they invaded Iran illegally, so Iran had every reason to hold them, you know, because of the fact that they had violated laws by breaking into the country. You enter a sovereign country without the permission to go in there, then yeah, but this here, this is fucking bullshit. Here's what's happened is, pretty much this is a journalist from Press TV, which you've probably seen a lot of her reports because it's one of our sources. Now, and these goddamn Edomites, they have kidnapped her and held her for detaining. Check this out. She was just over here, and she had permission to be here just to visit her ill family member. See, she's married to a Jake. Look at that. She came here to visit her ill brother, but she's jailed with no charges. So, this is America. Is being an independent journalist a crime? Yeah, Press TV tells the truth. So anyways, there's more on this.
Human rights, and the present case has faced failure and has not been, and just portrays the lies that the U.S. government is propagating to the world opinion. We support Ms. Hashemi's rights, and anytime we will follow the development regarding her detention, and we will let the public opinion know. We hope in the near future her detention and this egregious behavior of the U.S. government is ended, and her trip that was meant to visit her family and attend her ill brother because he's suffering from cancer. She will be back soon. We were expecting her last week to see her among her colleagues at Press TV, so we hope in the near future this illegal detention is ending. So I'm here to take your questions. So we start from
So either way, though, this is going on now, that pretty much the United States has kidnapped a journalist. Because the U.S., a.k.a. Amalek, because that's who runs the U.S., wants a war with Persia, always did. Because, see, it goes back to biblical prophecy that during the time that we Jakes were under the Medo-Persian Empire, and we was sticking it to them Amalekites pretty hard, you know, during that time period. So that's why Amalek hates Persia so much, is because it goes way, way back. The Persian Edomite wars have been going on for a very long time.
The Iranian nuclear deal last May, Iran has so far vowed to remain committed to its terms, but is that changing? Last Sunday, Iran's nuclear chief said the Islamic Republic has made progress in designing modern fuel for its nuclear reactor that is at 20% uranium enrichment. The 2015 accord limits Iran to 3.5% enrichment. While the announcement does not mean Iran has broken the rule, it sends a warning, some say, that Tehran could do so if it chooses to.
For decades, Iran's fate has been closely linked to the so-called yellow cakes. They are enriched uranium, fuel for nuclear reactors. When the enrichment reaches about 3.5%, they can be used to fuel nuclear power plants. But when they reach 20%, they can be further processed to weapon grade in short notice. That is why, in the 2015 nuclear deal, Iran agreed to suspend 20% uranium enrichment and limit it to 3.5%. Last Sunday, Iran's nuclear chief said on state television that the Islamic Republic had achieved great progress in its ability to enrich uranium to 20%, and the new technology would boost the efficiency of the country's nuclear reactor. Technically, Iran is still sticking to the 2015 accord, but with the U.S. pulling out of the deal and sanctions again weighing on Iran's economy, uncertainty remains.
I believe we can reach a comprehensive solution.
We have reached an agreement on the Iranian nuclear issue.
So anyhow, you know how this thing has escalated since that time. And of course, the U.S. now no longer wants to be linked with the UN, NATO. You see how these shall hate the whore? Meanwhile, the U.S. has not pulled out of Syria at all. In fact, they've been attacking the Syrian Arab Army in Manbij. But I thought they were supposed to be withdrawn. Now, I never believed in anything that this piece of shit had to say anyways.
أحبطت محاولة تسلل مجموعات إرهابية في محيط بلدة لطامنة.
So you have that, and there's more on this. Yep, they're really pulling out of Syria, aren't they? Yeah, that sure does look like withdrawal to me. You know that these Amalekites, these Edomites, were never going to leave it. Nah, man, the Most High is gathering them here to battle. The Valley Yehoshaphat, where he's about to judge all the nations. What do you think's happening now? We're seeing that in our presence today. And by the way, 9 people were killed in this attack that the United States and their terrorist groups have done. So in the meantime, while that's going on, it looks like Sears is going to hold on just a little bit longer. But we know that eventually everything's going to be shut down. I'm going to have to go into a second part of this, so just give me a few minutes here. So Sears chairman was able to keep the company going without having to liquidate. And we'll keep 400 stores and retain 50,000 jobs. But look at everything that's closed, man. I mean, that just really, it took a hit. Eventually, it will be on its way out, so it's just, like I said, you know,